Hello, this is Mathematics 10, Lecture 8. Today we talk about factor quadratic expressions, Part 2. So last time we talked about how to factor quadratic expression of this form. This is a quadratic expression. How do we factor this? And that was the last lecture. But today, quadratic expression, there is a number a. A is other than 1, because if a is 1, that was the last lecture. But now today, a is not 1. How do we factor this kind of quadratic expression? Let's have example. Example 1. How do we factor this expression, quadratic expression? We multiply 3 and 4. This is 12. 12 is 1 times 12. Look at this plus sign, which means I need to add the two factors. I need to add 1 and 12. So if I add, I get 13. But this middle term is 8, which is not 13. So this is not what I want. So the next 12 is 2 times 6. I add, so 2 plus 6 is 8. My middle term is 8. Therefore, this is the right thing I want. So I want this, 2 and 6. So once I have 2 and 6, I break the middle term into 2 terms. Two and 6 is here. 2, 6. 2x plus 6x is 8x. Now, here, for the first 2 terms, I factor out an x. For the third and fourth term, I factor out a 2. You see, this bracket and this bracket are the same. So I can factor out the bracket. I factor out 3x plus 2. And what I have left is x plus 2. This is my answer. This is how I factor the quadratic expression where the x squared term has a number other than 1 before it. So I break the middle term into 2 terms. And this is the way I figure out how to break the middle term into 2 terms. Let's have another example. Example 2. As before, we multiply 3 and 4 is 12. 12 is 1 times 12. This plus sign means add, so I add 1 plus 12 is 13. I only have a 2 here, so this is not correct. But then I can use 2 times 6. I add 2 plus 6 is 8. This is not 8, so that's not right. And 12 can be 3 times 4. I add, which is 7. This is not 7, so it's not right. That's all the possibility, because you can go on 4 times 3, but that is exactly 3 times 4, so you don't need that. So that is all the possibilities, and then I have nothing correct, nothing, I have no number. If I add, I get 2. No. So, no factors. Okay, that's number 2. Let's have another example. Okay. 6 times 1 is 6. So 6 is 1 times 6. Here, add. So I need to add the 2 numbers. So 1 plus 6 is 7. But I have 5 here, so that's not right. 6 can also be written as 2 times 3. And I add, this plus means add, 2 add 3 is 5. And I have 5 here, so that is correct. So, this is I break this middle term into 2 terms with 2 and 3. So this time I need minus 2x and minus 3x plus 1. Because minus 2x minus 3x gives me minus 5x. Now, factor out 2x. Then the next 2 terms, I put a bracket around the 3rd term and the 4th term. I need to change this plus to minus. Because there is a minus before the bracket, I need to change the plus to minus. Then I see 3x minus 1 here, 3x minus 1 there. These 2 brackets are the same. I can factor out the bracket. Factor out 3x minus 1. what I have left is 2x minus 1. There is a 1 here. So 2x minus 1. So this is my answer. I break the middle term into 2 terms, and I can factor it. More example. Example 4. Ten times 4 is 40. 40 is 1 times 40. Now this time, I am not going to add 1 and 40 because this is minus sign, so I need to take the difference. The difference between 1 and 40 is 39. I do not have 39, so that's not right. 40 can be written as 2 times 20. The difference is 18. I do not have 18. That's not right. 40 is not 3 times something, but I can write 4 times 10. The difference between 4 and 10 is 6, which is not 3. So this is not right. 40 can also be written as 5 times 8. The difference between 5 and 8 is 3. So this is my 2 numbers, 5 and 8. Okay. I want negative 3x. So I write minus 8x and plus 5x. So this, if you put minus 8x plus 5x together, you get minus 3x. So this is 8, 5. 8, 5 comes from here. 8 and 5. And difference is 3. So now I do further factoring. I can factor out 2x. So this gives me 5x minus 4. I put a bracket around the third and fourth term. Now 5x minus 4 can be factored out. What is left here is 2x plus 1. There is a 1 here. So that is my answer. That's example 4. Let's have one more example. Example 5. Okay. This, before we multiply 16 and 12, I see that there is a common factor. So I should factor out the common factor first before I go on. So I factor out 2. Factor out 2. I cannot factor out anything from here. So now I multiply 8 and 6. It's 48. 48 is 1 times 48. This minus sign tells me I need to take the difference. Is 47, which is 13, so it's not 47. 48 can be 2 times 24. The difference, 2 and 24, is 20. This is not 20. How about 3? 3 times 16. What is the difference? It's 13. This is the right. This is the right result. 3 and 16. So I have here 3 and 16. So I should have minus 3 and a plus, minus 3 and a plus 16. Minus 3x plus 16x gives me plus 13x. Now here I can factor out x, and then I have 8x minus 3. Here I can factor out 2. I need a big bracket here. Now you see 8x minus 3 are common here. So I factor out this bracket. 8x minus 3 can be factored out. What is left is x plus 2. So this is my answer. Okay. More example. Example 6. This example is slightly different from the example before this, because I have x squared here and x to the power 4 here. So, but this is still a quadratic function, quadratic relation, because this is a square of this now. If you square this x squared, you get x to the power 4. So this is still belong to the quadratic relation. Let's do as usual with 5 times 9. That's 45. 45 can be written as 1 times 45. Now this is plus, so I need to add 1 plus 45 is 46. I don't have 46, so not right. 2 doesn't work. 3, yes. 3 times 15 is 45, and 3 plus 15 is 18. I have 18 here. So this works, 3 and 15. So I have 3x squared plus 15x squared plus 9. And then I factor out x squared factor out 3 now these two brackets are the same. I factor out the brackets. What is left is x squared plus 3. I cannot factor anymore. I cannot continue factoring, no. So this is my final answer. So this is. Next. Example 7. Okay, it's not 7. I made a mistake. It's 3. Okay. Don't be bothered by x plus a. Look at 2, 3, 1. You need to multiply 2 and 1. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2, of course, is 1 times 2. And if you add, you get 3. This is 3. So this works. 1 and 2. So I break this into 1 and 2. Three x plus a is 1 x plus a plus 2 x plus a. I break this middle term into 2 terms. Then I can write x plus a for this. For the first 2 terms, I have x plus a. Oh, I forgot the square here. There is a square, so there is a square. I only break up the middle term. The first term still remains the same. So I have a square here. So I factor out x plus a. Then I have 2 x plus a plus 1. So I should have a square bracket plus the third term and the fourth term. I use a square bracket okay. Now you see this square bracket and this square bracket are the same. So I factor out this. I factor out this square bracket and square bracket. What I have left is x plus a plus 1. 1 is here. So I have now I simplify the inside of the two square brackets. Simplify this. And this is my answer. So, this is my answer. Let's have more example. Number 8. Now number 8, I am going to introduce you another way of factoring. Another way. It's not to break up the middle term. There is another way. What is the other way? I multiply this by 2. I multiply this by 6. 6 is here. And I divide this by 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Oops. And I have 6x. And I have 72. And divide by 6. Look. I cannot just multiply this by 6. If you do that, you change the question itself. You cannot change the question. So if I multiply 6, I must divide by 6. So the original question is not changed at all. But why do I want, oops, I forgot the square. Why do I want to multiply 6? Because this is 6x, the whole thing squared. 6x, the whole thing squared. Minus, I have 6x here now. And minus 72. I can consider 6x as another variable, u. So I can write u squared minus u minus 72. Look, this is a quadratic relation, but the square term has 1 before it. And this is exactly what we discussed in the last lecture. What we do is factor the 72 and to see whether we can factor the numerator. (72) is 8 times 9. And the difference between 8 and 9 is 1. Therefore, I can factor the numerator. Do you follow this? 9 times 8 is 72. Minus times plus is minus. And if you expand this, you get u squared minus u minus 72. As I mentioned, to factor this is our last lecture. So this is the result of factoring this, but u is 6x. So u is 6x. U is 6x. Here I have a common factor 3. Here I have a common factor 2 times 2 Do you see this? Do you follow this? Factor of 3, factor out 2. Now you see 3 times 2 is 6, which cancels the 6 at the bottom. Therefore, the final result that's our final result. Okay? 3 times 2 cancels the 6 here, so this is our final result. Now this method is to make this term a square. So make this term to be 6x squared, so I multiply 6. Okay, let's have another example. So example 9. So example 9, I just take example 1, but I do it in another way. So example 1, I repeat example 1. What is example 1? It is this. So let's use example 8 to do this problem. So I multiply this by 3, this number 3, and divide by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 8, 24, 3 times 4, 12. Divide by 3. And then I see that 9x squared is 3x, the whole thing squared. And then this is 3x times 8 and plus 12. As in the last example, I use u to represent 3x. Do you follow? Multiply this by 3, divide by 3, so that I do not change my question. The reason I multiply 3 is to rewrite this as 3x, the whole thing squared. And this, I break this into 3x times 8. So I see 3x squared, 3x, I use u to represent 3x, so u squared plus 8x, 8u plus 12. Then this numerator is a quadratic expression we discussed in our last lecture. So I can factor this. Factor the numerator is u, what is 12? 2 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12, 2 plus 6 is 8. So it's 2 and 6. Okay, 2 plus 6 is 8, 2 times 6 is 12, and then divide by 3. I can factor out, oh no, not factor out. I put back u is 3x. U is 3x, so I replace u by 3x. Three x plus 2. Factor out the 3. Factor out the 3. This 3 cancels this 3. So I factor the numerator here, it becomes that. Replace u by 3x, and here I have a common factor 3. This 3 cancels the denominator. This is my final result. So this is another way of factoring a quadratic expression. More example. Now we use another way of factoring the quadratic expression. This another way is the way I use. I do not use a way to break up the middle term. I do not use a way to multiply the number before x squared and to make it a u squared. I do not do that way. What do? I use inspection or try and error, because I find this a shorter way, simpler way. So let me do all the questions before, the examples before, but using my inspection method. So let's do question number 1. Repeat 1. One is 3x squared plus 8x plus 4. So what is my method? 3 is 1 times 3. 4 is 1 times 4. I cross multiply. Here means add. I add 7. So that's not right, because I want 8. So 3 is 1 times 3. 4 is 1 times 4, but I can write 2 times 2, right? So 4 is 2 times 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. And I add, because of plus sign, I add 8. So this is right. So what are the two factors? Two factors are already here. 1, 2, 3, 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 2. You see? You see how simple that is? How quick that is? Yeah, you have to guess. Sometimes the first guess doesn't work, the second guess works, or sometimes the second guess doesn't work, or you go to the third guess. But it's, if you do this for many times, you will be very fast at it. Number 2, repeat example 2. No, example 2 is no factor, so I do not repeat that. Let's repeat example 3. Example 3. Example 3 is 6x minus 5x plus 1. Okay, so let's use inspection or try and error. 6 is 1 times 6. 1, there is only one way, it's 1 times 1. And you have to add, right? 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1, so if you add, you get 7. So that's not right. There is no choice for 1 because it's 1 times 1. But 6 has another choice, 2 times 3. 2 times 3. And 1 has only one choice, 1 times 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. And you add 5, that's it. So you put bracket here. And this is 2x, 3x. I want negative 5. So I must have negative 3, negative 2. So it's negative, negative. So I have 2x minus 1, 3x minus 1. See? It's not too long, is it? Actually, if you're familiar with this way, it's very short, it's very quick. Let's do more example. Let's repeat number 4. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Oops. My 4 doesn't look like 4. Okay. 10 is, you can try 1 times 10. I can try 2 times 5. How about 4? 4 you can try 2 and 2 or 1 and 4. So I try 1 and 4 now. You can try different combinations until you get it right. Okay. I just randomly do that. 10 is 2 times 5. 4 is 1 times 4. And 1 times 1 cross multiply. This is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. And you want the difference between these two. What's the difference between 8 and 5? Is 3. So that's 3. That's what I want. Now I want negative 3. So to get negative 3, 8 must be negative, 5 must be positive. So you move the negative to this place, move the plus to this place, add an x here, and put the brackets. That's your answer. So 2x plus 1, 5x minus 4. Let's repeat number 5. Repeat Example 5. This is as before. First, you have to factor out the factor 2, because there is a common factor 2, so you must factor out common factor. Now, how do you do that? So we can try various combinations. 8 is 1 times 8. Let's erase this. Okay, maybe I erase that. Eight is 1 times 8. 6 is 1 times 6. Cross. You subtract. So that's not right. 8 is 1 times 8. 6 may be 2 times 3. 2 times 8 is 16. 1 times 3 is 3. What's the difference? Oh, good. This is the difference. Difference is 13 now. Very good. This works. I want positive 13. Therefore, this must be positive, this must be negative, so that you get positive 13. So the positive is transferred to this place. The negative is transferred to this place. I add an x here, and I add brackets. That's my answer. 1x plus 2. So you just write x plus 2. 8x minus 3. 8x minus 3. So that's it. You see, the writing is shorter. If you break the middle term, you have to write this into 2 terms and a factor, and then again factor all the brackets. So it's longer. Writing is longer. This writing is shorter. So this, you can do the rough work. Besides this, you can do the rough work on the margin of your test paper or your exam paper. You can do the rough work on the margin, and the proper part of the work is simpler and shorter. Okay, so that's repeat on number 5. And let's see now. More example. Today's lecture seems a little longer, but it should be okay. So repeat our example 6. So 5x to the power 4 plus 18x squared plus 9. Okay. 5, you have no choice. It's only 1 times 5. Okay? 9, you can write 1 times 9. Then cross. You add here, add 14. So that's not right. How about 3 times 3? You try 3 times 3 now. This 15, this 3, you need to add. I get 18. See? I get 18. So actually, sometimes by luck, you get the right answer in the first try. Okay, so I get 18 because everything is plus. So I have a plus here, and everywhere is plus. I put x here, and put brackets. I have the answer. X plus 3, 5x plus 3. Okay, I forgot that this is x squared and x to the power 4, so I need square here and a square here. That's it. That's my answer. So let's repeat example 7. 2x plus a square plus 3x plus a plus 1. So let's two is 1 times 2. 1 is only 1 times 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. I add, get a 3, so that's it. So that's my bracket. And everything is plus. But this place is not x. What is this? It's x plus a. So it's x plus a plus 1. And then here is 2 times x plus a. So it's 2x plus 2a. This 1 here, plus 1. So that's it. You see? It's so quick, right? Okay, next example. Next example is to repeat our example 8. Repeat example 8. Okay. 6x squared minus x minus 12. So what is the result? Six is 1 times 6. 12 is 1 times 12. So this 6, 12, I subtract 6. That's 1, so that doesn't work. So this is 1 times 6. 12 maybe 2 times 6. That's 12. That's 6. You subtract 6. So it still doesn't work. So I have 1, 6. 12 will be 3 times 4. So this is 18. This is 4. And I want to subtract. So that's 14. So that doesn't work. It seems that 1 times 6 doesn't work. So I need to use 2 times 3. And which one do I choose? 2 times 3. And for 12, I have 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. I choose 3 times 4. This is 9. This is 8. Subtract, I get 1. So is this just by luck? You can get the answer in a short while. Okay. So if you do not have good luck, you try many times, but it is still worthwhile because by doing this, you get experience. And once you have experience, you have the feeling how to choose the number. So this is -1. So I have -9, +7. So I have negative, positive, and I have x and x. I put bracket here, and then this is 2x minus 3 3x plus 4. Oh, by the way, when you do factoring, it is best to check your answer. Yeah, to make sure your work is all right. So check your answer. How do you check your answer now? Here, 2 times 3 is 6. So you get this. 3 times 4 is 12, and it's negative. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 4 is 8. This is negative 9. Positive 8, so you get negative 1. So that is right. It is best to check, particularly if you are doing a test or doing an exam. So it's best to check your answer. It doesn't take much time to check your answer, okay? So that's all for today now. See you next lesson. Bye.